Now we know that, you see, and so we contrast it with the organic.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Outlandish Journal series. Today we're up on the edge of the bluff here in La Crosse, and it's a very cold day, but there honestly is something that I'd rather be doing than speaking to you guys, because I got two really important topics that I'd like to touch on today. That is forgiveness and trust. And we all know what forgiveness is, but someone explained it to me in a way yesterday that made so much sense in such a different way, and I want to share that knowledge with you guys. So first, what has to happen in order for you to give forgiveness? Someone has to hurt you. Someone has to cause a negative emotion inside of you in order for you to give forgiveness. There has to be some sort of action that takes place that is harmful to you in some way, that hurts your emotions. But what happens if you don't forgive them? If you don't forgive somebody, then that means that you are the one that's feeling that negative emotion. You're the only one in the world that can feel hurt because Johnny backstabbed you, or Sally cheated on you, or your best friend stole money from you. You're the only one that feels negative from that instance. And so in order for you to forgive, that literally means that you no longer feel hurt, no longer feel sad, no longer feel betrayed anymore. You let go of that, any negative attachment that happened towards that action. And that never really clicked with me until yesterday, because I always thought forgiving someone meant that you say it's okay, when in reality it doesn't have to be okay, and that's totally fine. If someone burns down your house, that is not an okay action under any circumstance. It's not okay. But to forgive means that you no longer feel hurt, or you no longer feel any sort of emotional attachment whatsoever behind whatever instance happened to take place. So now let's talk about trust. So once you forgive someone, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to trust them. If you give your best friend money under the assumption and under the agreement that they're going to pay it back, and they don't pay it back, it's important for you to forgive them so you're no longer feeling that hurt, but you don't have to trust them with your money anymore. Just because you forgive someone doesn't mean that they earn your trust back. It means that you can move forward with that relationship knowing and being a little bit smarter about how to approach future situations. If this is the example that my friend told me yesterday, if you're hanging around a friend and he's got a baseball bat and he says he's not going to hit you, and he hits you with that baseball bat, it's imperative that you forgive him so you're no longer being stifled by any negative emotion towards him. But that doesn't mean you have to hang out with him with a baseball bat anymore. It just means that you are aware that you can't trust him with the baseball bat. You're aware that you can't trust him alone with the baseball bat, but he can still be your friend under any other circumstance. So to wrap up the whole thing on forgiveness and trust, the importance of forgiveness is to benefit you. It's not to benefit anybody else. To forgive someone gives you all of the reward, because they're not feeling that negative emotion. The quote that says, holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die, that is 100% true, because that other person doesn't feel the negative emotion that you had towards what they did to you. You feel negative to what they did to you, so you owe it to yourself. You owe it to the person that you're becoming to no longer feel negative about that situation, or about whatever situation happened in your life, because in order for you to become the best version of yourself, you can't be weighed down by those things. You can't be weighed down by something that happened in the past. The past is never going to happen, so it's never going to happen again. So there's no point in letting a negative emotion weigh you down, even an ounce. It's worthless. So let it go. And one last thing before we wrap this up is, it's important for you to forgive others, but it's also 100%, like under all circumstances, equally as important for you to forgive yourself. So if you can take that step and forgive others, you have to be able to forgive yourself in order to be the best version of the person that you can become. So we've got a call to action today, and I'm going to turn it over to Brian, and he's going to help you out. All right, guys, how's it going this morning? Beautiful scenery, is it not? So the call to action today, our outlandish tip of the day, is going to be realize or look back at your past, see someone that has done you wrong in the past. So a lot of people may have a lot of checklists on this, so find one of those cases
and we want you to accept the circumstances that occurred, because in the end, you're not going to change what happened, and so you're not going to change it. You have to accept that, and you're the only one who's going to be dwelling on the fact that it actually occurred. So really, accept the fact that whatever circumstance happened, and then you really want to see this from that person's perspective, because they did not intentionally mean to do you wrong in most cases. There was a motive behind what they did. They somehow benefited from the action that occurred. And if you understand that fact, it's going to be a lot easier to forgive them and then accept what occurred, because in the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. And you need to accept that, because you're the one who's dwelling on it. It's only affecting you internally, and they aren't affected by this. So that's our outlandish tip of the day. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, peace.